Welcome back to Cage Combat Championship Global Proving Grounds 3, getting set for our 7th fight. Lupe Hudgens making his way to the ring right now.
My name is Lupe Hudgens. I fight at 145, 140, 138 for tomorrow night, 135, 130. Eventually I want to get down to 125. I believe that I'll be the biggest, strongest 125 out there, so that's where I'm coming. I'm from Washington State. My coach is Marlon Valdez, and I fight out of Underground Fight Club. And we just we do a lot of wrestling. We do some stand-up. We do a mixed martial arts gym, so we do everything. I have a lot of fans. I want to get more fans. I travel. I fought in Hawaii. I fought in Florida. Now I'm fighting here in Arkansas. You know, I'm ready. I'm a gamer. I'll fight anywhere, anytime. My family's really supportive. I have 3 kids at home that they go to practices with me, and my girl, she's back at home. She always has me eat good, so I'm able to train hard. I think it's very hard and demanding, and it's a challenge. Every day I wake up with new challenges, and that's something that this is what I want to dedicate my life to, and this is what I want to make a run at it and see where I get in this sport. Thank you everyone for, you know, supporting me, helping me get through everything, and you know, without you guys I wouldn't be living my dream right now.
Got to get his face touched up with some Vaseline. You know, Vaseline's great for the cuts. Doesn't really help out the noses too much, though.
No,
Can't really do
not
much,
really.
too much for that.
They get the bridge of the nose, but there's nothing you can do from a Muay Thai clinch to a knee coming from up under.
Yeah.
Except hope that doesn't break your nose.
That'll do some damage for sure.
And you could tell. I think it was able to be told over the microphone. You could tell by the way that our man Hudson was talking, or Donor was talking, that he had a little bit of issues.
Oh yeah, there's no
nose.
doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Sounded like he had a cold a little bit. So.
It sure didn't look like you had a cold when you were standing next to him. And if it did, it was the worst cold I've ever seen him.
Lupe Hudgens, a lot of energy in the ring right now. We'll see if he can bring that to the fight as well. Alexander Keshtov, he is going to need all the energy he can bring to the ring to face this guy. Alexander Keshtov, all the way from Russia, a member of the Russian Army and the Russian Army combative champion for the last 3 years in a row.
Alexander weighs 138 pounds of мой стиль боевой сам и рукопашный. Я родом в городе Нальчике, но в данный момент выступаю за город Краснодар. Хочу передать большой привет своим тренерам, всем, кто меня готовил, и всем, кто за меня болеет. Большой привет. Приехал сюда, хочу достойно выступить, чтобы моя страна гордилась. Город
Well, welcome to America.
Absolutely. You got to wonder if there's a little bit of nerves right now for Lupe Hudgens. But
Maybe
I guess,
so.
but you wonder if you get to this point, if you know, if all the fights are that way, or if it just gets to the point where you're just not even nervous at all before a fight.
I think it's like many other things when you're on a stage in front of people, and there's performance in this, Andy. I mean, obviously
Absolutely.
it's fighting, and it's a combative sport, but in the end, it's still performance in a way. And I think if you don't have a few butterflies, then maybe you should think about why does it not affect you anymore, because it should get to you down in your soul a little bit.
You got to wonder what style Keshtov is going to bring to the ring. You got to wonder if he's going to bring stand-up or grappling. I'm assuming he's going to be an outstanding grappler.
I would think so. You know, maybe the most famous Russian MMA fighter of all time was a Sambo champion. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Fedor Emelianenko is who I'm talking about. Had a 10-year winning streak.
Wow.
Before he was stopped in Strikeforce by Fabricio Verdun.
Nice little bit of knowledge there.
But Fedor Emelianenko was famous.
Let's send it down to Billy Lamb.
From Team Underground, this is Lupe Hudgens. And his opponent in the red corner, Alexander Keshtov.
All right. 2 fighters introduced to the crowd here in the BC Lloyd building. fighting out of the blue corner, Lupe Hudgens. He is wearing the white trunks, and Alexander Keshtov fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, red trim.
We'll see, as you said, what Keshtov will bring to the table as the Russian Army combative champion.
Here we go. First round of 3. 5-minute rounds again here for the final fights of the night. And there is an attempted
That's a nice
head
kick right there. It just barely glanced off the face of
know,
Lupe,
I'm telling
but then
you,
a back kick, a spinning back kick.
Lupe Hudgens looked like he couldn't back up far enough to get away from that kick, and he ran into the cage. He just wanted to get out of that kick's range, I guarantee you.
But now they're in the clinch up against the cage.
Oh,
a nice elbow right there.
Strong.
I wonder if Lupe Hudgens is not hurt a little bit by that.
I think he is, absolutely, because
now, Andy, we're going to find out how Keshtov is on the ground.
Lupe Hudgens in a bad spot
He's in
early
the closed
on
guard
here.
of Hudgens.
In a bad spot early on. I mean, I think he absolutely is affected by that elbow. I think it caught him, and I think it dazed him a little bit. He attempted a spinning back fist himself and was off the mark there, and that's how he finds himself in this position right here. He throws an elbow from the bottom. Oh, and it looked like Keshtov was going for a slam there. Now he's just raining those overhand blows.
He lost
from
his
the
grip on
standing
that
up
slam
position.
attempt a little bit.
But he is in a great position right now with Lupe Hudgens up against the cage. The head of Hudgens is up against the cage, and that makes it very hard to
Some
move.
short lefts and then some short rights by Keshtov.
Hudgens has got to try to get this back on his feet.
And if you'll notice right there, until he let go of it, Keshtov had a hold of both of Hudgens' feet, and that's to stop that right there, the up kick attempt. Occasionally you will see a fighter who's standing get knocked out.
Oh, and
he tried a knee bar or a leg lock right there, or maybe a heel hook.
And now a single leg takedown attempt here from Hudgens, and we'll see if Keshtov on one leg can escape this.
But Keshtov is not letting Hudgens do anything with his arms that are wrapped around his leg. Some instructions in Russian coming from Keshtov's corner.
About 2 minutes gone by here in round number 1. And this is, once again, going for a double leg takedown now. It looks like from Hudgens. Hudgens lets go. And now his back is up against the cage.
Keshtov with the whizzer and spins it around and puts Hudgens back up against the cage. That's got to be a tough spot for Hudgens to be in, up against the cage in his opponent's corner.
Not sure if he landed anything on that uppercut there, but it was a big throw.
He did get out and
Hudgens.
get free, but an uppercut.
And now I think he's stunned.
Hudgens may be dazed a little bit.
And it looks like Hudgens is having a problem seeing right now.
Makes you wonder if he caught a stray. Did he catch a stray finger in the eye? Nice sprawl by Keshtov.
And now here's a guillotine attempt. And there's a nice escape by Hudgens. Hudgens back on his back. And Keshtov is standing over him.
And Keshtov looks so calm and collected and patient.
He I mean, you could tell that, we're talking about a Russian Army combative champion. This is, any day at the office for him. He absolutely looks very cool, very calm.
You would think he might be sitting at home reading his favorite book right now. He is so calm and collected.
Using that body weight to stay on top.
And contrast that with what we've seen from Lupe Hudgens. At times, he has looked kind of harried and worried and maybe unsure of what to do. But he's put a valiant effort to counter all the things that Keshtov has thrown at him so far.
And now it goes back to close guard. We've got about 1:30 seconds left here in round number 1, and you talk about feeling like an eternity. You can only imagine if you're Lupe Hudgens right now.
He's probably saying to himself, I just want to be able to get up and go to my corner for a moment. And a moment really is all he gets with 60 seconds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Keshtov trying to stay busy here.
He's in the closed guard of Hudgens.
And I'm surprised the referee hasn't done anything to stand him up here.
Both these guys are being fairly active, though, on the ground. Defense from Hudgens and attempts at offense like that right there from Keshtov.
Couple of elbows there. And it looks like Keshtov's going to try to stand this one back up.
But Keshtov is relentless with those short strikes.
And they don't do just a ton of damage, but they don't feel great.
No, they add up.
They do not feel great at all. So you got to wonder where Hudgens
between
is at
the blows to the head and the exertion, if you look, Lupe Hudgens has a little bit of a red tint to his head.
Well, and again, Keshtov, anytime he goes back to that standing guard, he's putting a lot of body weight there. Hudgens doing a good job defensively, though, on his back.
Hudgens has one overhook with his left arm, as you see there.
15 seconds
Here we
left.
go.
And
We're
there
going to
we
stand
go.
them up.
Stand them up for the final 15 seconds. Referee sends them back to their corners, and here we go. 10 seconds left in round number 1.
Oh, he thought about
He
a spinning
thought
back
about
kick and decided to keep his leg down.
Uppercut.
One more
and
shot.
Hudgens is just.
And then 2 or 3. Wow, look at that.
I think Hudgens is ready to be done with this fight, Aaron.
Wow. Well, I don't think there's any doubt about who won that round.
He is just completely closing up.
And honestly, much more damage. And I would have been tempted to give that round to Keshtov 10-8. You don't see that many 10-8 rounds. I've seen a few more in recently. But honestly, there was a lot of control of that hexagon by Alexander Keshtov in that round.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Keshtov, the clear-cut winner, I think, in that round. And he's look at him, he's just sitting there like it's nothing. He's just very casual
So,
about
man,
it.
you have a towel. I'm gonna put my mouthpiece back in, and we'll do this again.
Meanwhile, there's look at the face of Hudgens. A lot of worry. I think he's trying to figure out what he's going to have to do.
Mm-hmm. How do I
get
counter
back in
everything
this
this man is throwing at me? Well, I think we've definitely seen some of what makes you a Russian Army combative champion for 3 consecutive years.
No doubt. Absolutely. Hudgens has done a good job of staying in the fight, though. I mean, there are plenty of chances that Keshtov could have ended this already.
I think so. But as we said, Lupe is doing a good job of trying to counter, and he's not quitting.
Well, this is where it's got to be for Lupe Hudgens. I think on his feet right here.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Like I said, he's doing his best to avoid those shots.
He's doing a lot
to
try
power.
to get.
There's power in
he
every shot that Keshtov
throws.
throws.
And you wonder if that's why Hudgens is trying to turtle up like that. I mean, he's not doing anything to try to block any of those punches from Keshtov right now.
And I don't know if because they're coming at different angles, and a lot of times when you look at Keshtov, he's got his body. He's throwing every punch from his hips, and there's a lot of torque, and his arms aren't necessarily extended. And there's still so much power in those punches. And I wonder if it may be a little frustrating to Lupe Hudgens.
Well, Hudgens is in danger of catching an uppercut. I guarantee you that because he continues to just duck his head down to try to get out of the way of these punches. I will not be surprised to see Keshtov catch him with one here. But a nice hook there of the leg by Hudgens, attempting a single leg takedown.
Actually, that was a nice transition. Keshtov had double overhooks on him. And then he moved to this single leg and picked Keshtov's leg up and made him change his focus from the double overhooks to try not to get taken down.
And he's attempting a double leg takedown right here, and he might get it, but a nice sprawl there by Keshtov.
A lot of energy being expended by Keshtov, but he was able to counteract that takedown attempt.
Oh, he
spinning back fist.
He ducked right underneath it, but there again, Hudgens just completely ducking down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guillotine attempt. We'll see if he can get it locked in. It looks like Keshtov is going to be able to. Well, I don't know. How deep does he have it?
Wow. He may have it.
I don't know if he quite.
I can't see Hudgens' chin.
And he got out of it.
He must not have had it very tight. But as we've talked about in the past, especially with these longer rounds, the later you go in a fight, the harder a submission is to get locked in on your opponent because of all the sweat and the bodies get slick, and there's just not as much grip available.
Keshtov in the favorable position right now.
Once again, Hudgens has that guard closed, so it's going to be very difficult for Keshtov to pass to side guard or half guard or side control or half guard.
Well, we've seen a nice exhibition of a little bit of everything here from Keshtov throughout the first round. We're about halfway through this second round here.
And on the feet, as you said, there seems to be a little bit of hesitation about what to do after maybe dodging the first strike from Keshtov by Hudgens. But he looks a little bit more comfortable on the ground in this round than he did in the first round.
I think so. I
I don't know
Still
that
not
he's
in a good
much
position.
more of an advantageous position. That's exactly right. But he definitely doesn't look as panicked or worried.
Well, and I think the referee getting ready to stand him back up again here,
I think
too.
he's telling them they need to have some more activity. Absolutely right.
Well, and I think if you're Hudgens, though, do you want to keep this on the ground now? Or because as you just pointed out, at the beginning of this round, I said this is where Hudgens wants to have it. But now I'm not so sure.
Well, I would think if I was Hudgens, I would want to be on the ground, but I would want to be where Keshtov is. I would want to be in his guard or his half guard or more advantageously to me in side control or in full mount. I don't think on his back keeping his guard closed is where he wants to be with Keshtov. But Keshtov also is not as active from the top in this round as he was in that first round.
And you got to wonder if he spent, how much energy did he spend in that first round?
Absolutely.
Got about a minute and 20 seconds left here in round number 2. One more round to come if it makes it the distance.
And in contrast to the first round, you see that they're now in Lupe Hudgens' corner where he's able to get direct instruction from his corner.
Referee's going to stand him up.
And we're going to stand him up and see what happens.
So we'll see if Hudgens wants to keep
and
it on
Hudgens
his
looks
feet.
a little apprehensive again as they stand on the feet. It's sort of a half-hearted punch and then a duck.
Well,
but he shoots in for the double leg, and that may be what he's doing, Andy. Nice knee to the midsection as Keshtov takes it back to the cage.
Takedown.
And a double takedown right there. Scooped him up and put him down.
Nice takedown by Keshtov, and that's going to get him some points once again with the judges. And it looks like he's got a guillotine attempt. I don't know if he has it locked in.
It doesn't look like he has it all the way around, and Hudgens has control of the right wrist of Keshtov as he's trying to wrap it around. Keshtov's continuing to work.
It could be locked in. Nope. Keshtov let it go.
He abandoned the attempt, but now he's almost to the back.
There's the guillotine
attempt again. And then he snuck back around. And now then
he's got both arms locked.
He does, and the only thing Hudgens can do is tuck his chin and try to get out.
And all he has to do is hang on. 10 seconds left in round number 1. We're down to 5 seconds. We'll see if he can hang on and get to the buzzer. And there it is. Saved by the horn.
But that's 2 rounds in a row that he was very disadvantageous as the horn blew.
Well,
at the end of the first round, Keshtov was standing over him, raining down punches.
I don't think there's any question, Aaron, right now. Hudgens' corner is telling him, hey, we've got to get a knockout.
You have to finish this fight.
We have got to get a knockout. It cannot go to the judges or this guy's going to win.
That's correct. Submission or knockout is the only chance, at least on my scorecard, that Lupe Hudgens has to be victorious in this fight.
But, man, that's thinking about who we're talking about here in Alexander Keshtov. That could be a long shot.
It could
because it's big risk, big reward. Yeah, you could get that home run punch, but in throwing that home run punch.
Look at Lupe Hudgens. Pacing back and forth, looks determined. And if you're Keshtov's corner, do you tell him you're ahead on the scorecard? All you have to do is survive this round.
I think so.
So take him to the ground, lay on top of him again, and be just active enough to not get it stood up because we don't want you to catch a stray punch. I don't know that that's the strategy, but I wonder if that's what he was told.
Keshtov coming out of his corner a little early. The referee told him to go back. The fighters meet in the middle. Couple of kicks off the mark. Ooh, nice duck there of a kick from Keshtov.
Well, these guys are not being timid in this last round, and as we said, we knew Lupe Hudgens would not be.
Keshtov, nice sprawl there, and actually kind of reversed it, and has got Hudgens now on
Hudgens
his
got
back.
that arm wrapped around. I don't think it's all the way under. No, it's not.
He's trying to get it there, but Keshtov is doing a pretty good job of keeping him from getting that guillotine locked in. He's got his head locked for sure. Just can't get the other arm in there. He can't get it underneath to crank it. Let's see if he can get it here.
Everything we've seen from Lupe Hudgens this round, though, has been an attempt at a submission to try to win this fight, as we said. Keshtov's trying to pull his head out, duck his head and pull it out, and he made Hudgens give up the attempt. But now he's trying for a Kimura. Right there.
And it looked like he almost has it, and then he lost it again.
Keshtov got out of it.
But a nice transition from submission to submission.
Absolutely. This is the
by
best
Hudgens.
round we've seen from Hudgens.
I know his corner's going, where has this been at? Keshtov still in the same spot he's been in for the majority of this fight, and that's in the closed guard of Hudgens. And you got to wonder if the referee's going to start to stand him up here soon.
Well, we'll see what happens. They got in this situation 2 other times in this fight, and they've been stood up both times.
Both fighters just kind of catching their breath, it looks like.
And both times they were stood up, that's when Keshtov took advantage toward the end of the round and absolutely swarmed on Lupe Hudgens.
Well, again, back in the closed guard.
But once again, not as much activity in this round as even the other 2 rounds from Alexander Keshtov.
Couple of left hands of Keshtov land squarely on the face of Hudgens. And, once again, they're short punches and you're sitting down, not a lot of power, but they don't feel good.
Right around the time we're halfway through this final round, Andy, I think if you're Lupe Hudgens' corner, you've got to encourage him to finish, finish, finish.
And I think Hudgens has got a small cut on the bridge of his nose.
I see it right there. So some of these strikes from Alexander Keshtov have done a little bit of damage to the bridge of the nose of Hudgens.
Both fighters still, again, I think we're at a point where the referee should stand them up.
Absolutely.
But he's not. He's not. There's 2 minutes left in this fight, and if you're Keshtov, you're content to just lay there and let it go, go on.
Yeah, at this point, I think you want to play it a little bit safe and not get caught with a punch, and definitely not do anything from this position where you could get caught in some kind of a submission. So he's got his head tucked, his chin tucked, his head down, and doing what appears to be just enough to keep the fight from being stood up.
And he's throwing those lefts, and they are catching Hudgens right on the side of the chin. See Hudgens there. He's got him completely wrapped up now in closed guard.
Referee is watching him closely. I wonder if we're close to a stand-up
He
here.
has got him completely locked, closed up in closed guard right now. Doing a good job working his hips. And keeping Keshtov, away from trying to pass into another position.
Absolutely, but
there he's going to stand
him up. He's seen enough on the ground.
1:15 left.
We'll see how this plays out for Hudgens, because he's got to go right here if he wants to have a chance at this fight, I believe.
Caught a couple of punches from Keshtov as they hit the cage.
And once again, what does Keshtov do? Keshtov takes him down.
Well, and there's another guillotine attempt, though.
Maybe. He's got an overhook with his right hand.
He is cranking.
Yes, he is. He's got it in there.
Oh, Keshtov in a position to try to slam him down.
Though.
I thought Keshtov was going to attempt to slam there.
That's hard with that one arm in, especially with a fighter as sweaty as Keshtov is, and so is Hudgens at this point. Hard to keep that locked in and keep it under there and not let your opponent slip his head out from underneath.
About 30 seconds left. We're back in closed guard position. Keshtov, I think, is gonna come away with a victory by decision, unless in the next 20 seconds Lupe Hudgens can get off his back.
But you never know, Andy. As we saw in our last fight, the view from over here may not – there's that up kick that could be dangerous, but the view from over here may not be the same as it is at those judges' tables around that cage.
And less than 10 seconds left. Keshtov just throws a couple of kicks for good measure, and there we go. And a nice show of respect there, though, from Keshtov and Hudgens. Keshtov
absolutely
kind of helping Hudgens up there.
These guys laid it out, and Keshtov is tired. All right, Andy, we'll see what the decision is. I have it 30-27 for Alexander Keshtov.
And I don't see how it can be anything other than Keshtov. He was in control the whole fight. Didn't do anything spectacular, but at the end of the day, he was more efficient, more aggressive, and I think, did the most damage between the two fighters. So, again, our three judges tonight, David Dyer, Wes Kraft, and John Webb, are going to be deciding the winner of this fight. I'd like to mention a benefit tournament that is going to be in BB, and it's being put on by the BB Martial Arts Group. July 12th at the ASU BB Gym. It's for Barrett Stark. He's got ALL leukemia, and got some great people helping him out with that. Anyway, the benefit tournament, July 12th. Check it out on Facebook. Just search BB Martial Arts. Decision should be in from the judges. We're going to send it down here to Billy Lamb, our ring announcer, and then kick it over to our man Aaron Hathcock for a word with the winner.
All right, how about a big round of applause for both fighters? It's not very often you see this kind of skill in Arkansas, and I think the heat's just a little too much for him, to be honest with you. Your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Alexander.
Can you interpret for me and him? Yeah. Okay. Alexander, that was a great fight, a lot of great groundwork. Can you tell us a little bit about your plan coming into this fight?
Ты, говорит, провел хороший бой, что внизу, что сверху. То есть скажи, говорит, расскажи, говорит, нам об этом бое.
Я могу сказать, что я благодарен Всевышнему, что он мне дал эту победу. Во-вторых, благодарен всем своим тренерам, не буду их перечислять. И спасибо моим друзьям, кто меня поддерживал. Без них, наверное, не получилось. Ну все по воле Всевышнего. Спасибо.
I just very proud for the God. He's helped me and all my friends, all my coaches, and he's very happy. And thanks for guys for organization. As everything is very good. He's happy.
It looked like you were definitely stronger on the ground. Did you feel like you had the advantage on the ground and standing up?
Ты, говорит, себя чувствуешь, смотришься, как ты больше, лучше внизу, как, говорит, ты скажешь, ты, говорит, сверху или снизу? Ну,
В принципе, и там получается. Соперник был сильный, поэтому пришлось побороться. Вот так.
You know, depends the situation, how was opponent, you know, so everything's look like you gotta play.
Well, congratulations and good luck to you in the future, sir.
All right. Я, говорит, благодарю и удачи в будущем.
Alexander Keshtov, ladies and gentlemen.
There you have it, Alexander Keshtov, all the way from Russia. The Russian Army combative champion for the last 3 years in a row. Gets a win here tonight at Cage Combat Championship Global Proving Grounds 3. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're getting ready for another intermission. Still got 2 fights left on the card tonight, so don't go anywhere. Ryan Wall taking on Zamarius Tucker. And our main event of the evening, Tyler Smith versus another of the Russian fighters, Kushain Khalid. We'll have that fight coming up for you next here on Cage Combat Championship Global Proving Grounds 2.